sources in different companies. I did find that there was a lot of problems that men had in the workplace. Unfortunately, my role did take me to be unpopular at times when they saw me Thursdays and Fridays and I had a pay packet in my hand and I had to terminate their services on behalf of the company. But saying all that, it did cause a lot of problems for men, and men after they retired didn't seem to have a will to do much. What the government has given to us today, and in many places, is the opportunity to have these facilities like that we've got here now. We've had the carpentry shed, which has served, and the metal shed served us very well for a long period of time. Last Monday I went down to Sanctuary Point and I went into Sanctuary Point Men's Shed. They were given a grant for a building and they've now got a train shed upstairs, which is fantastic. Downstairs they had the best of facilities, the best of equipment and everything else. And this was because the government had gave them a grant for the building and gave them the opportunity to have something to occupy men's lives instead of coming home from work and just having nothing to do after they retire. And this is a big factor with men. We tend to keep our feelings to ourselves. We don't always have the interaction that women have as much, and we find that men do suffer silently quite often. This opportunity that the government's given us in having a facility like this has been terrific. It was good at Sanctuary Point to see what they had. It's good to see all the people that have actually put in so much work. There's been a lot of work over a long period of time. First we had to get the metal shed ready to change the shape of it and everything else. We had to move machinery, move stuff that had been dumped in there, and then from there Graham Hill, which came in very handy, sort of started building a facility that had strong walls, a roof on it to keep the dust out and everything else. That took months and months of hard work to do, which was terrific. And then there was all the people behind the scenes at the same time. We had the electrician come and wire up fans that he donated. We had an air conditioner which was donated, and then we had the building of shelves by the train club enthusiasts that came onto site, which are here today, which we're very grateful for all the work that they've done as well. So with all that being happening, we're very happy to where it is today, and we thank everyone for it. Now today we're going to get Robyn, who's the MP for the Hawkesbury, to open it for us, and we're very thankful that she's come and has seen and given us that time to be available to open it for us. So I'll hand it over to Robyn, and it's all Robyn to begin.
Well, morning everyone, and thank you very much for inviting me down here. You had a little piece of paradise. I've never been invited down to your church and to your gatherings. So please keep asking me to come down and see what good work that you do here for a real broad section of the community. And as I came from the car park, I didn't know you were down hidden away here. So I got to see the trampolining and all the activities that were going on inside for the young people in the area as well. And as you know, Hawkesbury has an abundance of different folk who are drawn to this area to live in. In Bly Park we have the land of tradies. Lots of tradies out there. I see them on the roads at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning getting to their destinations to go out there and work for their families and support them. We have an ageing population in Hawkesbury. I think the river here, the water here helps us live longer. I've noticed that. You know, last week I went and saw Thera, who was 101, living independently in her home at Richmond. These are the sorts of stories I hear. And it's really important, as you said, all of you had lives before retirement. You were contributors to society in a different way, but now you're contributing to another part of your mental health and well-being and fitness. And for fellows as well, as you said, girls have a way of expressing ourselves often quite comfortably and openly, whereas for fellows, places like men's sheds, these types of facilities can offer a real offering to come together and to even just be around folk, like-minded people like yourself, who can, and I'm sure you've got a lot of talents that you've used in another life, but maybe coming together to build and construct and put together what you have created. And I'm dying to have a look and see what we've got in there. But are girls allowed into this as well?
My word now.
Okay, so it's not just a men's only thing?
No, we've got one tutor here that's been working very hard for many months.
Because trains, you know, like we've got a lot of train enthusiasts in the Hawkesbury area looking at the retired real trains as well, and what we do with those carriages and how we care for those, because that's part of our Australian history as we've grown. And railways throughout Australia link us and connect us for food, for commercial opportunities, for passengers. I know Mum loves, she's 91, and she would go up to Warhope to my brother's place, and she'd hop on the train up there and have a regional trip for $2.50 on the Opal card. And I hope you're all accessing train holidays in the regional areas now that we can. It's good to see that. But today is about a day for sharing comfort, coming together, ideas and experiences and hobbies. So I think we should have a look at it all, shall we?
Certainly.
Let's do it, shall we?
Just one thing, we are got to be very careful of COVID-19.
Yes.
We've got to have only a few people in the shed at any one time. So while some people looking at the shed, why don't we have a cup of coffee or tea? We start bringing out the food at the same time, so some can go into the shed, some can eat the food,
How
and then
many
we'll
can
swap.
go in there?
About a dozen.
A dozen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a dozen and spoon.
So the first 12.
Yeah.
I'll go and get a cup of tea.
Please.
Well, for starters, we invite you to come to our church
I'd love to.
anytime, and I will offer you a little testament.
Thank you so much.
In the back of it, it's an overview of the whole book. It says, God loves you, we're all sinners, God's ready for sin.
I hope I'll be a regular invitee to your activities throughout. Thank you so much. Let's enjoy it, everyone.
You know, the women of
I've never been involved in training.
but yeah, the wives sitting down there.
No one's going to show you that.
This is a boy's treasure trove, don't you reckon? It's yes, it is. Oh, can I get a photo? So what sort of trains are they?
They're
Hornby or?
no, it's a mix.
Is it?
The design of the track was to make sure that wheelchair access was possible.
Fantastic.
And we put a toilet just through there, which means that we could create this U shape within the garden.
I look at not to face the bridge.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Absolutely. And you've got all the, this is like grass.
Yeah,
There's a lot of work in this.
a lot of work.
How long has this taken to do?
A lot of throwbacks.
Since May, June of last year,
Oh, this is beautiful.
and that's homemade by
Roddy,
the gentleman there.
yeah.
Is very, very creative.
We did all the mountains.
Wow.
And it's all foam, made out of foam. Foam on it.
Oh, you like this? Wow.
This is a model all based on
How about you show me how it works first?
So, this right here
Right.
on the inside loop.
Oh, I see.
So-
Oh, I see. It's
Yeah.
coming up.
So it's labeled
Inside. Yeah, I get you. So you can
Well done,
slide
Rob.
down.
yeah, you can reverse it.
Well done.
Wow. I get it. Carrot, that's a bit.
Yeah. You also got this one, which is the same thing.
So tell me about this train. You know the front engine one there?
I do know.
You know what it is?
Locomotive, it's a Fleischmann model itself, but the whole thing is German based. Yeah,
Wow.
that's the German and this is the English Flying Scotsman.
Looks that way too, I think.
Yeah. So, and then the
Wow.
coaches behind the steam engine are what is called the Trans-Peru South African coaches.
So these were made out of timber, weren't they? The cabins?
Originally,
During the 1930s,
Yes.
they had small the bodies built in teak. They're very heavy.
Yeah, they would be, wouldn't they? And imagine then.
it's a mix. It's a mix.
It's quite peaceful too.
Very good.
You know, it's therapeutic.
That it is.
That's it. It's like me walking around my garden.
And the space. But all the rest of it has really come from my home, Bob's home, and we just collaborated all this stuff.
We all bring along bits and pieces.
So
Yeah.
who's the artist that did all the murals?
Graham, the guy who gave me the, what the festival. I think got a flash shirt on.
Yeah.
Flash shirt?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Overseas?
No, all Australian.
I've never been to Wollongong.
Yeah. Now, Alan who did that, unfortunately had a stent put in on Thursday and he's not that well and he couldn't make it today.
Well, when Alan comes back, let me know and I'll come and see him.
Yeah.
When he's back on.
Excuse me, Robyn, would you like some tea?
I'm okay for, I'm having fun here.
Should make it.
And it's interesting because I watched the construction of the City Metro Northwest.
Yeah.
You had 23 kilometres of tunnels there, and you've got to look at putting tracks where it's not too steep, because trains can't go up really steep mountains, and also you've got to look at whether there's any flood-prone areas as well.
Well, a lot of them go to their sea level. So they used to have a trolley on their sea level.
How does that work?
It works as pump. When you leave Melbourne and go to Central and into the trolley, you are below the sea level.
Okay, so we need to screw it in front. Yep.
There you go.
And you stand there. I just don't know what I get in trouble for that. Well, we can't get you off. I'm over here. But you could have seen us working and leaning over each other. Come on over here. That's it.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Sorry. We should have you in front of you. You go. Okay. You get to lean on the wall. That's it. All right. Are we ready? Is anyone else?
It's not mine.
Yeah.